Fernanda, welcome to Montana again. Welcome to Great Falls, I guess. Is this your first time here?
Yes, first time here. Yeah, thank you.
Well, when you heard about this job, tell me why you decided to pursue it, and why the Great Falls Symphony? Why are you trying to become the conductor of the Great Falls Symphony?
Yes, sure. Well, one of the primary things why I was interested in this position is because of the Great Falls Symphony commitment for music education and community engagement. And I believe in music as something for all ages, all human beings, as any other art. And having that commitment, the Great Falls Symphony, it aligns perfectly with my personal mission, which is share music with everyone in the community. And I believe in the transformative power of music to unite, to heal, to create people like more aware of the other, because we need to pay attention, to listen carefully to music, to others. So yes, the factor of the music education, the community engagement was very interesting to me.
Okay. Can you tell me about your background, where you grew up? And
yes, sure. I am originally from Argentina. I grew up in a city called Mar del Plata, which is 4 hours south from the capital, Buenos Aires. And it's a touristic city, a beach city, beautiful, with its own symphony orchestra. I was a student at the conservatory. Piano is my primary instrument. And then I started singing in a choir with the orchestra, and finding out about this beautiful profession of being a conductor. I came to the States 9 years ago as a grad student to pursue my master's and later on my doctoral degrees here in the States. And recently I have been, for the last 3 years, assistant conductor for the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra, working with Joan Falera, which is, as you may know, one of the pioneers, women conductors in this country. It's a role model for all of us.
Okay. Fernanda, how would you describe your style when it comes to conducting and music, and maybe your musical philosophy?
Yes, sure. Well, I think I mentioned something about sharing music. I believe music is very important as any other art, but being music an abstract art requires us to pay more attention, to be more aware. Attention is something that we are lacking in this world we are living today. More disconnected, if you want, more connected, but more disconnected, especially with ourselves. And music explores emotions, and especially for all ages. But if you think about kids and younger generations, being able to connect with their emotions, it's very important. We are creating through music emotional intelligence. Intelligent people, and if they are playing in an orchestra, more even so, because playing in an orchestra requires attention, and requires that when someone is playing a phrase, I am listening to this other person playing their phrase, and then it's my turn. So we are not talking together at the same time. We are taking turns. We are creating teamwork. In the most utopic scenario, the orchestra, for me, symbolizes like a utopian society in which everyone is important, everyone has something to contribute to the team, everyone has something to say, but everyone is heard as well. So, and in music is the same. Musicians, rarely we play alone. We always play with someone. And when we hear music, even if we are at home, music has this beautiful thing of bringing us memories. So we can connect with our own emotions, with the past. We connect with our selves right now in our sofa, drinking a tea, listening to music, or we are connecting with our future selves. I will do this tomorrow, I will plan this. Music takes us in a journey and connects. I am talking a lot about connection because I think that is my philosophy. That's why the community engagement. That's why I want to bring music to everyone. It's so important. I consider music even as a healing tool in this era. That in this sort of crazy world we're living in now, right? It's a moment to reflect, a moment for imagination, and it's so important to also awake our brains in a different way.
Okay. Yeah, and you kind of touched on the importance of education, and the Great Falls Symphony has a long history of really working with children and those younger kids, getting them interested in music. Mm-hmm. And is that something that you hope to continue if you do successfully get this job?
Yes, of course. Yes. I am interested in education, in music education at all ages. I will not say all for kids because, I mean, the kids are important. But I think that something that makes us forever young is the ability to continue learning. And so I am passionate about sharing music with everyone and passing through the I don't know, the ups, the inner workings of music. If we are talking about a composer or a history of a piece, or if we are talking about the program we are putting together for a special concert. Sometimes we say, oh, people don't know this and that in the concert hall, or they applaud in a place they should not applaud. Audiences don't have to know everyone. We have to teach. We are conductors, but also we are making sure that I was going to say educators, but we are educators, conductors, and we are sharing. If someone talks to me about, I don't know, economy, I don't know nothing about economy, but I am interested. If someone passionate talks to me about economy in the 1850 in Middle Russia, I don't know nothing about the topic, but I am sure I will be convinced and emotionally connected if someone explains to me that in a way that I can understand. It's the same thing with music. So I think education, music education is important. And then when we get into the more technical aspect of music, playing an instrument develops, it's proved, it's medically, scientifically proved that develops the brain in a different way. It helps kids to grow and to connect with the different hemispheres because we dissociate hands when we play instruments where we build discipline, we learn how to time manage ourselves. We have to practice every day. We have to perform in front of others. We have to listen others to perform. I mean, I think it's so important. And I wish everyone, regardless that these kids are going to be musicians, professional musicians, right? Regardless of that, having music in their growing up years is so important to build, and again, talking about connection and emotionally connected civilians for a better society for the years to come.
Okay. Who are your musical influences growing up, and as you continued on becoming a conductor, who kind of inspired you from a musical standpoint?
Yeah, that is, I thought, this is a bit difficult. I will say inspiration comes for me from many ways and sources, not all music related. But I will say that I was thinking about, for example, Tchaikovsky, the composer we have this weekend programmed for our concert. I am thinking inspiration comes when I see someone so passionate that that even though this person is struggling, keeps going. So not giving up, keep going, keep believing in yourself. Inspiration is an artist or a sport person or an architecture that believes in their creation and also wants to have a legacy for the future. So I will say, yeah, those people. Usually I don't get inspired if everything is easy for the artist. But ironically, art needs a little bit of struggle because happy lives don't produce good art. I mean, why? Because art transforms. Everything that we are experiencing in our lives that is not good, we can transform that into a piece of art. And this is the magic, and that's why if we return to the music education, it's so important that kids have that element, transformative elements, that if they are struggling with something, they can put it, perhaps they cannot put it in words, but they can put it in music, in a drawing, in a painting, in a poem, something that they will, something that will help them to go through that experience. So inspiration comes from me, from people who keeps going, that are creators and keep going.
Okay. You mentioned Tchaikovsky and with the performance Saturday night. Can
Yes.
you tell me a little bit more about the performance and what people can expect when they come to see the performance?
Yes, absolutely. Well, I am very excited about this program. It is a perfect mix, I believe, of three composers completely different. We start with a piece by Gabriela Lina Frank. She has multicultural background, her parents being Peruvian with Jewish influences and Chinese influences as well. She wrote this piece like a memoir from, like a reminiscence, of Peru, and dedicated to her brother that he always wanted to go back to Peru. And so it's a very evocative piece. At one point you will hear that if you are like in the middle of the jungle with the birds, and in another moment you will hear a duet, a flute duet, that is reminds those shepherds playing flutes of pan flutes in the Alps, or in the Alps. Sorry, what I'm saying, in the Andes, and no, it's very nice piece, very rhythmic in the middle section. So from that universe of Latin American pre-Columbus setting, let's say, we go into Miklos Rozsa, an Hungarian composer, mainly renowned because he's a Grammy winner for his movie music. El Cid is one of her, or is one of the big scores he wrote. The Thief of Baghdad is another big score he wrote. But he came to the States to work in Hollywood and never stopped writing for the concert hall. So he writes this viola concerto, which we have the honor to showcase Christine Sherlock, who is a principal violist in the Great Fall Symphony. She will be the soloist performing this piece that has Hungarian rhythms in a moment, like folk music, a very romantic, slow movement, and a huge orchestra. Imagine it's the sound of a movie, but for the concert hall. So you will see a full percussion section, full orchestra, winds, a huge personnel on stage. And on the second half, we will close the concert with Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony. That is a cyclic symphony because Tchaikovsky takes one musical motive that is present in the fourth movement, in every movement. And this motive we or musicologists call the fate theme. Tchaikovsky was obsessed with the theme of fate, and because of the struggles he was going through in that time. I want to invite everyone who wants to know more to our pre-concert talk at 6:30 p.m. We will talk about Tchaikovsky and everything and the other pieces as well. But Tchaikovsky 5, it's an icon. It's one of the most performed pieces in the repertoire, and it's romantic, it's passionate, it's full of emotions. Tchaikovsky is a poet. He wants to write an emotion, and instead of writing a word, he writes a symphony. It's really something. It's a real work of art in every sense. And Tchaikovsky was not very convinced of this piece at the beginning. He didn't like it much. He was saying to his brother in a letter, "Oh, I don't know if this piece is so good. People did applaud at the concert, but perhaps they were polite with me. I don't know." And he was not sure. And after 5 or 6 performances, all of them super successful, he writes again another letter saying, "Oh yes, I think I like it." So, and we like it. Yeah. People around all these years like it, love this piece. Yeah.
Okay. So Fernanda, what can you bring to the symphony that, I don't know if you had a chance to see the other conductor candidates, but what stands out about you? What can you bring to the symphony, and why should people select you?
Oh yeah, thank you. I know a couple of the other candidates, not all of them, but I will speak for me. I will and I want to bring my passion for music, my innovation. I am a person who, as I said, I get inspiration from different sources, and I like to combine elements. I don't know. I want to create in Great Falls like a space for. It is already existing. But to enlarge the space for the arts and for the music, to support the youth orchestra here, to contribute to the organization to keep growing in a very enthusiastically and joyful way. I want people to come to the hall and enjoy, and if they have a little bit of headache, going out of the hall feeling themselves better, energized, and with willingness to come back, and because they always learn something new. So yeah, something around those lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. I think that's all the questions I have. Anything else that you can add about that?
No, I will say that it's a privilege to have Christine Sherlock as a soloist, and especially because of her artistry, but because of her intention of featuring this concerto. We don't have too many viola concertos in the repertoire, and this is not often performed. So we are doing like a mini premiere here, because it's not, as I said, it's not like the Bartók concerto, or it's a piece that it's a gem really, and we are giving our contribution to the Russia fans, to the people who really like his music, and I hope it gets more performed. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's it. Awesome.
Well,
you.
thank you.